How old were you when you were the note taker for that meeting with President Clinton and in Greece? Who was the meeting with?
Oh, in Greece, it was with the prime minister, the foreign minister, and the defense minister. And then on the American side, it was the president, the secretary of state, the national security advisor, and the ambassador. I was 30. I had just turned 35.
35. And that was the first time you ever met Clinton, or?
That was the first time I had met Clinton. Yeah.
And what was that meeting like? What was the purpose of that meeting?
It was a meet and greet.
Okay. He didn't go to Greece often, did he?
No. In fact, the only other presidents that have been to Greece have been Eisenhower and H.W.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He specifically came to Greece to apologize for overthrowing the Greek government in 1967. Yeah, which was a major deal. I'll tell you a funny story. I used to watch the Greek news every night, right, to practice my spoken Greek. Mm-hmm. And for 2 weeks before Clinton came, they derisively coined a name for him, a title for him. It was planetarchis. It means the planet ruler. So they wouldn't say O Proedros Clinton, President Clinton. They would say O planetarchis Clinton, the planet ruler. Clinton is going to come here and grace us with his presence. You know, that kind of thing. Every single night on every news channel, it's O planetarchis, O planetarchis. And it would piss me off, right? Then Clinton came and he's like, we love you. You love us. This is the birthplace of democracy. We owe our culture to you. We owe philosophy to you, and medicine and mathematics, language. We owe everything to you. And I want to apologize from the bottom of my heart to the people of Greece for the illegal activity of my government in 1967 to install a military dictatorship here that you have never gotten over. You know, people are still traumatized. As soon as he gets on the plane to leave, right, I put the news on. They're like, wow, we were wrong about him. What a good man. What a kind man. Oh my God, he should be the president of Greece. It was like, It was crazy, the turnaround. It was crazy. But that meeting, I will never forget that meeting as long as I live. Just because I'm standing there, like I can't, there have been a couple of times over the course of my career where I'm in the room and I'm looking around like, I can't believe I'm in this room. Like, surely they're going to figure out that I'm a fraud, right?
Didn't he walk up to you and he was like talking about the hors d'oeuvres or something like that?
Yeah, he offered me, I got there before he did. And when I first got there, the prime minister arrived with his people, and I offered the prime minister a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, whatever he wanted. He said, no, I'm fine. I said, okay. So I'm standing there because, again, I'm the note taker. So my job's not to get comfy on the couch. My job is to stand discreetly with my notebook and take notes. So Clinton comes in and it's all hugs and kisses on both cheeks and slaps on the back. And he asks the prime minister, would you like, we got sandwiches. It was a table of food that went like the entire length of the room. It was ridiculous. $1,000 worth of food on this table. And he didn't want anything. The foreign minister didn't want anything. The defense minister didn't want anything. And the Greek note taker, of course, wasn't offered anything. So then he turns to me, I think I've told you this, and he goes, may I offer you something to eat? And I said, oh, no, thank you, Mr. President, I'm fine. And he goes, oh, are you with me? And I said, yes, sir, I'm with you. He said, I'm sorry, I thought you were Greek. I said, I kind of am, but not really.
It's a long story.
Yeah.
Was Hillary there?
Oh, yeah. What happened was, we finished the meeting. The meeting went about 45 minutes. Not a single substantive word in the whole thing. And Clinton walks out with Berger, who was the national security advisor. Albright, who was the secretary of state, walks out with the ambassador. And then I walk out. So they're standing in the hall. There are two little groups. And I'm standing against the wall. So I'm about 3 feet away from Clinton, maybe I'm 4 feet away from Clinton. And then he finishes his conversation with Berger. So Berger walks over to Albright and the ambassador. So Clinton is standing like where you are, and I'm standing where I am. And at the end of the hall is the elevator, and the elevator opens, and Hillary and Chelsea get off the elevator. And she's got this mug. You could just tell, like, oh, this is going to be bad. Just the look on her face, like, oh, she was ready to explode. So she walks right up to us. And it's the 4 of us then. And one thing that I learned very quickly about Bill Clinton is that he absolutely hates silence. He's so gregarious and so outgoing. Somebody has to fill the void.
Right.
With a joke, a story, something.
Yes.
So he says, boy, we sure had a good time at the Parthenon this morning, didn't we, Hill? Silence. She just looks at him with this look like she wanted to kill him. So he repeats himself. And he says, we sure had a good time at the Parthenon this morning, didn't we, Hill? And she says, Jesus Christ, Bill, it rained all day. I'll be in the room. And then she walks between us. And he looks at me. And I'm thinking to myself, you poor man. You have to sleep next to that every night? So he looks at me, he goes, let's get the fuck out of here. And he walks to the elevator. I follow him to the elevator. Secret Service runs down there. We go to the basement. There was this raucous crowd of 500 women in the basement. It was the...
Throwing themselves at him?
Pretty much. It was the Hellenic American Women's Chamber of Commerce. And he gave this rousing, like, amazing speech. There's screaming, we love you, Bill, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know how he did it.
Wow.
I don't know how he did it.
What do you think fueled that relationship, that resentment she had towards him? Or I don't know if it was resentment, but
yeah, this was only a year after the Monica Lewinsky thing. And
a year after.
Yeah, he had humiliated her, and
right.
She had eyes on her own political career by then. She was weighing a run for the Senate from New York. She didn't need him anymore.
Right.
Yeah. And
it's amazing they stayed together all this
It's
time.
Amazing. I was friends with the American ambassador to Luxembourg. He's a Greek American who's now the president of some big university. I can't remember now which one. But anyway, he told me the best story. He said that he had been a businessman and a multimillionaire, self-made millionaire. And so he was the head of fundraising for the Clinton campaign for the southeastern United States. And his reward was he was named ambassador to Luxembourg. So he said that when the Lewinsky scandal broke, all the fundraisers got together and called each other and said, he's got to resign. Right? We have to confront him together, and we've got to get him to resign. Gore can become president, and then Gore can run for his own term in 2000. So Clinton agreed to get together, not knowing why they were getting together, but they said that they all needed to see him together. He said they rented a room, a banquet room at the Willard Hotel across the street from the White House on 15th Street. And he said that they had met the night before and they had rehearsed this, that they're going to be strong and they're going to be united, and they're going to tell him that he has to resign, or that none of them are going to raise money for anybody anymore. This is going to be it. They have to resign and make room for Gore. And so he said, Clinton finally gets to the room, and before anybody can even say anything, he says, I have wronged you, friends, with this this quivering, almost cry in his voice. And he begs their forgiveness, and he pleads for them not to abandon him, that what he did was wrong, and he's so sorry. He can't believe that he did what he did. Now, like every president, he's a sociopath. This is probably an act. It's probably all made up. You have to be a sociopath to be president. You climb to the top on the backs of everybody else around you. That's just the nature of the system that we have, right? So the ambassador said to me, nobody ever mentioned resignation. He said, by the end of the meeting, he said, most of us were crying. And then somebody started chanting, Clinton, Clinton, Clinton. And that's how it ended. And that's how he walked out, with people chanting Clinton. And I said, he suckered you. He said, of course he suckered us. He knew exactly what was going on.
Yeah.
He knew exactly what we were there for. And he suckered every one of us. He said, but that was that Clinton magic that people used to talk about. And I said, I saw it that day in the meeting. I saw it myself.
He had it beaten out of his hands.
Yeah.
Wow.